All right. Serious now. Let's talk about thyroid and cortisol. And let's talk about thyroid and stress. Now, when we talk about overall thyroid function, one of the most important things to realize is that the same mechanism, a very similar mechanism, the stress impact on the brain trickled down to the adrenals and adrenal function, which is your HPA axis. There's a very similar impact on your thyroid and similar pathway. Brain to your thyroid, right? Stress on the brain to the thyroid, and thyroid function from there. Stress also plays a really big role in the activity of thyroid in your system. If you have a lot of cortisol, if you have a lot of stress, it will impact how well thyroid hormone can be activated in your system. This means that if you've ever gotten your TSH levels tested, and we talked about in that other video that just getting your TSH tested is not enough information about how your system is functioning. But if you've had your TSH tested and they're like, oh, it's a little off, but you're fine. No, that's not enough information, because if you are under a lot of stress, your TSH being off a little bit can indicate that your active thyroid hormone in your system, your T3, is not at the right level, and that it actually is not being uploaded properly by your cells and utilized properly. This is a really big deal. And so often women go undiagnosed where this is being missed. And you have to wait until your thyroid levels get so bad that it throws everything off. And this can take time. So you've been suffering for years before somebody pays attention to this. Now, on the flip side of it too, you can also have a thyroid issue and it impacts your cortisol levels, right? When I had thyroid issues postpartum with each of my pregnancies, I really struggled. And while my thyroid levels were being addressed and they were giving me, medication to try and regulate my thyroid, no one was addressing my stress levels. No one was talking about how my stress levels and the kind of stress I was under and what it was doing to my thyroid. This means that it was harder for my body to regulate thyroid. This also means that anytime I was under more stress, it would throw my levels off and I had to change my medication. So if you have struggled with your thyroid, if you have all of the symptoms and have a lot of stress, make sure you're getting this test where we test your thyroid in the full thyroid panel, which is your TSH, T3, T4, and antibodies. And we are doing a complete hormone panel with a Dutch test. That way we see both. Nothing is being missed. That way we make sure your levels are being addressed across the board. And your body has the best ability to feel better because it's functioning better. If you're missing pieces of the puzzle, you're going to keep trying the same old things again, but with the right information, by getting your thyroid panel and getting a Dutch test, nothing is being missed. So make sure you're clicking this link here. I am Dr. Beth Westie, women's health and hormone expert, author of the books, The Female Fat Solution and The Female Menopause Solution, as well as the creator of the Eat for Your Cycle method and Nutrition for Your Hormones, where you can get these tinctures that help regulate your hormones and your cycle. Make sure you're also subscribed to my podcast, The Female Health Solution, and I have more episodes there about thyroid where I deep dive into my own story about struggling with my thyroid postpartum.